Welcome to Bill's Gaming Outpost, and I'm excited about this one. I bought Space Engineers 2 when they basically first released it. Vertical Slice was all creative, and basically a lot of the blocks just didn't work. They were placeholders, so I didn't do too much with it. I have quite a few hours in the original Space Engineers. I'm not claiming to be good, but I've always been a fan of it. This is not really a first impression. As you can see from the continue, I actually did try some of the first mission, tutorial, whatever you want to call it. It ended poorly. But I'm not going to consider that to be much of a spoiler. I'm going to jump in here. And we're going to go to survival. As per normal, I have turned off the music. I don't really think that Keen Software House would file a copyright strike against someone promoting their game. But
10,000
honestly,
years.
I'm not going to take any chances.
Everyone we know, every generation after them, will be
I
gone
have turned
by
off
the
the
time we
music.
arrive.
I do know that they
But
have
we'll be
a
at the
wonderful
Almagest
soundtrack,
system,
and it should be definitely
colonizing across the
enjoyed.
stars, expanding humanity,
We're
building
definitely
everyone's
starting off with
future.
a nice cinematic.
We're the
Sets
part
up a
of the
little bit of a
final wave,
storyline.
Nero. Lost to leave, and not knowing what we are walking into.
We will face whatever comes together. The first wave of ships, the Napier, the Shannon, they laid the foundation. We will complete their legacy.
The big thing about Space Engineers 2, even though it's nowhere near as mature as the
We
original
left
Space
Earth in
Engineers,
2093.
is that it does
Over
away with the
1,000
small and
years into our
large
journey,
grid,
and the first time
which
waking
was a
up to
major
refuel felt
pain
like a
point
short
for many
nap.
things breaking easily.
Yvonne and I wake
Definitely
at each
looking
of the
forward to
10
that.
refueling stops, harvesting Perez particles
The new
deposited from
graphics
dying
engine, I
stars,
believe it's called
programming
V-Rage
the
3,
warp drive's
is
next jump,
absolutely wonderful
and
so
then
far.
going back to sleep until the next one. Everyone else is sleeping and dreaming of the Almagest system, our destination. Past the halfway mark, and the warp drive is as perfect as the day it was installed. We are on track to arrive exactly when we are supposed to.
I don't know. I have this feeling in my stomach that there's something waiting for us in the darkness.
I hope you're wrong, Yvonne.
There it is, Delphos, and Almagest shining in the distance.
I'm picking up something.
They're heading right for us.
We can't evade it. Brace for impact.
Damn, I knew it. We need to abandon ship.
Not an option.
And to steal a line from pop culture, this is why we can't have nice things.
Some of them didn't make it.
You tried to save the ship, and look what it cost me.
43 cryopods breached. The rest are stable, but the ship is busted.
So we're dead.
No, Verger is in range of the escape pods. I can make planetfall, find resources, and help.
You mean leave me here, alone, in a crashed ship?
You are too injured to make the trip. The colonists need someone here to monitor them and keep things stable.
This is your fault. We could have made it out just fine if we'd left when I said so.
I'm sorry.
Fine. Go be the hero. Again.
I'll be as quick as I can, promise.
Whatever.
Almost sounds like these two have some history. Again. here we are. The new graphic engine, the handcrafted biomes. It really is quite breathtaking how beautiful this game is. So,
Yvonne, I made it, but just barely. How are the colonists?
The cryopods are stable. Thanks for asking how I'm doing, though.
nice hologram effect. You might notice there's no projectors anymore. So, let's get out the trusty drill, which looks rather nice.
What do you see?
I found an unfinished atmospheric ship. I'm heading into what looks like an old mine. Maybe I can find some ore to repair it.
Okay, we get to play with the jetpack. X to activate. Up, and away we go. Turn it back off. Nice lights. And we get to learn how to crouch, which is always fun too. I'm relatively sure that the hitching that's happening right now.
Good news. The drill still works. I've detected multiple ore deposits.
Maybe it can find a better brother while it's at it.
Yvonne, I know you're still angry, but I'm gonna make this right.
Just don't forget about me up here.
Like the way the ore looks, it's not particularly different from Space Engineers 1. By the way, this is what the inventory looks like at this point. Let's see, I'm supposed to get at least 920 iron. Okay, now we need to go get some nickel and some silicon. Nickel looks interesting. Suit battery, sure, why not? Okay, now we need 100 of nickel. Pretty sure that's where I came from. Nickel. Oh, it's the opposite wall. That's fine. Nope, I think I was in the right place. Something worth noting that I read or heard elsewhere. Collecting stone is no longer a thing in Space Engineers. In the original Space Engineers, you could refine just regular stone into materials. So one of the nicer, shall we say, I don't want to call it cheats, but shortcuts, shall we say, for some of the more common materials. has been taken away. But I'm relatively sure that some of the other things that they gave us at this point kind of make up for it. Okay, silicon. I think I got carried away with the nickel there. Silicon. Silicon up that way. Okay. Now I need to go back to the ship. Little crouch. Okay, so now we're going to bring out the welder. And something else that I know about Space Engineers, two that is so far, is there are component modes and raw material modes. It's kind of an update on the backpack production. Okay, what else is broken? There was something else broken, wasn't there? Oh, the cockpit. Okay. Now we get to fly this little grasshopper.
So,
F to enter.
what's the plan?
I'll look for a way to reach orbit and gather the materials and components to repair the Calypso.
Then move fast. I've been stuck on this ship for 10,000 years. I don't want to spend another second on it.
I mean, just look how gorgeous this is. The clouds are nice. The ground looks nice. I mean, Space Engineers 1 was already a pretty game overall, but this is a whole new, different engine with a lot more detail than I'm used to out of Space Engineers. I'm holding a fairly standard 30 frames per second. I've got most of my settings set fairly high, which also could account for some of the glitching. Okay. I get to go exploring again. And we have the broken conveyors. And it wants iron. Now, I'm relatively sure I still have at least a little bit. Very little. And just for the record, while it is entirely possible, what they want me to do is go to that outpost or that excavation site 6.8 clicks away. There's also a shortcut. these conveyors right here can be ground down to materials. It won't get me everything I need, but let's just see how much I really have to go get after that.
Just finished fixing something, and I've got a new location to check out.
I love how the safety gate is here and the flame is here.
Chase.
I know, but I feel like I'm being guided.
Let's hope your mysterious guide knows how to find the parts to fix the Calypso.
You know, honestly, I don't remember which one I flew in on. Pretty sure it was this one. So let's go explore this other site. To be fair, when I did play around a little bit with it before, hence why you saw the continue. Had a catastrophic fail with my ship. And the first time around, I did go to the excavation site, mine the iron like I was supposed to, but this is Space Engineers. Carrying apart other things for scrap is a perfectly acceptable way of obtaining materials. Well, this ship has absolutely horrible side-to-side movement.
Yes, I found a hydrogen-powered ship, meaning it's space-capable.
Finally. This is going to massively increase your ability to search for what we need and get me out of here.
That's the spirit, Yvonne.
Okay. So here we are with more broken stuff. And now I have to go up to that mining camp and get more stuff. So, let's go do it. Again, I make no claims whatsoever as being good at this game. I just really love space games. I love building things. And Space Engineers is quite honestly one of the granddaddies of do some investigating here. Locate the ores. Just what I always wanted. Looks like I was about to do things the hard way there. Okay, I need a lot of iron, a little nickel, some silicon, and some cobalt. Now, I do have to be careful not to overdo any of these too much, shall we say, because of limited inventory. Same as in Space Engineers 1, you can use the right mouse button to just remove material. This is just regular stone right here. Okay, there's the iron under control, I believe. I need 150 of nickel. That's what I was afraid of. Okay, so I need to, well, I already have too much nickel, it looks like. I want to keep, how much do I need? I would need 150 nickel. Well, darn. Close enough. So we'll just drop what I don't actually need, unfortunately. I need 150 silicon. Okay. Oh wow, I actually only needed 15 silicon. Oops. I need 180 cobalt. If you've ever played Space Engineers 1, you know what a pain in the butt cobalt could be. I'm glad that at least in this little tutorial that they have made things easy to find. Okay, 2.2 iron, good. 150 nickel, good. 15 silicon, I got way too much there. 180 cobalt, I'm good. So, that means I get to go back to the ship as soon as I find my way out. Just for the record, this is a 12900H. This is the laptop with a 3070 Ti, 64 gig of memory. So it's by no means a weak machine, but it is a couple of years old. And like I said, I have quite a few of the settings turned up. So it looks like it's working beautifully. And this is why not everything has to be Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine makes for a very nice engine, but Keen Software with their V-Rage 3 looks like they have a real winner here. Unfortunately know what the next surprise is, but it's nothing horrible. Those of you that have played Space Engineers 1, you already pretty much know what the next surprise is. Yay, I have a ship. But do I have any fuel? No, I do not.
The ship's ready. There's a hydrogen generator on board, but we're missing ice. I'm heading to the mountains to collect some.
So, let's go get some ice. Okay. So let's get ourselves back out of here.
Yvonne, there's something familiar about this landscape.
What do you mean?
Scots pine,
Just look
oak,
how gorgeous
daisies,
this is.
Earth species. The trees alone are centuries of years old, spreading over vast regions.
But the first ships from the Bering Project could have only arrived 10 years ago. There's no way this could have developed naturally.
Agreed, but the mystery will have to wait. Repairing the Calypso comes first.
By the way, ships can go a lot faster in Space Engineers 2, so be careful. That's all I'm going to say about my ill-fated first attempt here. As I've already admitted, this is not my first attempt. Okay, so now we're going to place the ice into the cargo, and it will automatically make its way to the O2 and hydrogen generators. It's a beautiful thing. Quick little recharge, not that I needed it. But yeah, this is actually really beautiful. I'm looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to Vertical Slice 2 since they first announced it was going to be a Vertical Slice 2. Okay, so now we get to go to orbit. By the way, just for the record, this is where I failed before. It was a horrible thing. I crashed. And you know what happens when you crash after finally getting the ship that you need?
I'm sorry, no.
You
not yet.
respawn
I spotted
without the
a larger
ship.
shipwreck over the ridge.
Obviously.
I'm going to check it out.
What do you hope to find?
Something. Anything that can help us.
This sounds like a waste of time, Miro. Let's go look at the nice wrecked ship. Love the new gyroscopes, by the way.
Yes. Okay, well, I have accomplished sitting in the captain's chair of a broken ship. So, now back on task.
I've just downloaded a waypoint, Valation Station, belonging to the Colonization Authority.
Who or what is that?
Apparently, it's an orbital station built to support colonization in the Almagest system. The logs mention contracts and rewards.
Finally! This can get me out of here. Get up there and see what's on offer.
Which way is my ship? Okay. Okay. Return to the weather station, stock the ship. I didn't really remember to do that, and I don't think I actually need anything to stock. So I'm just going to head to the station, and I'm probably wrong. So I highly recommend other people follow instructions. Me, on the other hand, I am just going to go for it. It looks like I have to go back to the weather station just to get the next objective. By the way, this ship is much harder to pilot. It gets fast and it doesn't respond quite like you'd want it to, maybe. So obviously I'm being very careful. Okay, well, I don't really know what I'm supposed to collect. So I'll look around and see if there's anything I want to loot that still fits in my inventory. I could probably take some power modules. They might come in handy. It's very pretty. Give me a waypoint for the station. Terrible thing to get lost before making it to the station, huh? with ice again. Okay, it's not going to give me a choice, I guess. Okay, now I can go. Now I'm probably low on hydrogen. So let's go get some more ice. Was this even the right place for the ice, or was this just the other materials? This wasn't the ice. It's only 23 kilometers to the station. I should be able to make it. Famous last words, right? Of course, I have to find my way back to the weather station now without a waypoint. Weather station. Well, this isn't good. There's no real map either, is there? None of this specifically looks familiar to me. folks, I have officially gotten myself lost. I'm in the wrong ship. Don't do as I do. I was really hoping it would have told me about the other grasshopper. This ship's low on battery power to move. Not seeing anything that's going to help me here. Positive in this direction. Yeah, whatever you do, don't get me wrong, I'm enjoying the scenery, but whatever you do, don't get lost. Especially with only 2% left battery on a ship that's trying to skim over things. run out of power, and I appear to have landed a something. Everything but what I need. Like a map. Yep, I'm officially screwed. Beautiful place to end up screwed, but not not ideal. I have failed. Wish I could get to the GPS beacons or something like that. I'd walk back to the weather station if I had to. Wow, it sucks being lost. Think that if I got even remotely close, the weather station would pop up.
Suit hydrogen low. No suit hydrogen.
Well, like I said, I have failed. Really should have been away. Yeah, there's literally nothing for like a map or GPS that I can see. Well, this looks like my final resting spot. Well, I hope you enjoyed the visuals, if nothing else. The warning not to get lost is so real. Don't crash your ship. Hate to be Captain Obvious, but, well, that's the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. I was just curious where it was going to respawn me. Oh, literally where I died. That's nice. I look broken. Yep, that did not get me anywhere more useful. So, okay, how did I get to that again?